I still missed some spots shaving, but otherwise, I feel so much better. But anyway, what's going on, guys? It is I, Cooper 88, also known as Steve, and as you can tell by the t-shirt, I'm finally going to talk to you guys about my trip from New Orleans. I haven't, like I said, I would never forget a lot of the stuff that happened there. Of course, I'm only allotted, I think, like a 10-minute upload on YouTube, or it takes longer, so I'll try to keep this short because, there's no need to make like a 20-30 minute recap video. But, so, obviously, if you followed a lot of the travel vlogs that I did, I had stayed overnight at a friend's on Tuesdays, and we flew out Wednesday morning. The flight wasn't nearly as bad as we thought. We weren't nearly as tired as we thought. Just restless. We were ready to get down there, obviously. And it was so cool, guys, because it was the first time that one of my buddies, Lance, had actually flown, and let alone like travel outside. Well, he'd traveled outside the country, but it was his first time flying and his first time like experiencing this kind of thing. And so it was a lot of firsts for him, and he said it was very life-changing after he came back, which is good because, we all need those life-changing moments, guys, and we all need stuff that makes us feel good, makes us want to do more, as far as, like, fun stuff and extracurricular activities. It recharges you. And that's how we all felt after we came back. But I digress. When we landed Wednesday, guys, we were greeted by a marching band. We were greeted by a Wrestlemania style marching band at the airport. Like every single day, apparently, that people were arriving, all the way through the weekend, there was a marching band like greeting them at the airport to like welcome them to New Orleans. And it was so crazy because when we landed there, apparently, sorry, nostrils. When we got there, commentator Byron Saxton and WWE women's wrestler Asuka, who was challenging for the SmackDown Women's title, were there like taking photos, getting their luggage, etc. With some fans. So we didn't really like stay for that, but we were like, we greeted my buddy Chris, since he was the one that mainly predominated this trip, which I believe it's Vigilant Dropkick is his YouTube name. And he's let his buddy Liz do a lot of streams on there, so you'll see a lot of like, Twitch stream highlights and stuff for like, the Binding of Isaac. But I digress. I'm plugging stuff as I'm doing this. So we get there, guys, we meet with Montezi, the theme song king, which if you guys haven't heard his stuff, please check his stuff out on Facebook and Spotify, etc., like all the different avenues that this guy has. He also has a podcast called More to Life, Moore. And he does like a lot of different podcasts with people, has different wrestlers on. They talk about all different kinds of issues. And it's not just him, but it's a couple of other hosts for that podcast as well. So it's good. It's good fun. But, I'm trying to stay focused on the WrestleMania trip, but I'm also like, trying to help a lot of these guys out by plugging their stuff. Not that they need it, but I do it because I want to. But we finally get there. We finally get to the hotel. The hotel was not what we thought, guys. That was the worst part of the trip, actually. The only bad part, hotels sucked. Wi-Fi kept going down every 5 seconds, every 30 seconds. Doubly worse when it started raining. Apparently, according to Chris, when he went to the bathroom, he found dead ants and all kinds of other stuff. Like, it was bad. But the many redeeming qualities to where this hotel was located was there was a Chick-fil-A right across the street from us practically. There was a diner called the All-American Diner, which I went there. I fell in love with that place, and I would love to go visit it if I ever go visit New Orleans again because it was such a good diner and such a treat to be there, and the staff were super friendly. Shortly right down the road is like Burger King, not a McDonald's, but a Walmart. Although there was a McDonald's down the road there. So basically, there was a lot of centrally located stuff. The beds were super comfy. I'm very picky about hotel beds, guys, because I don't feel comfortable in hotel beds. But these ones, it was like sleeping on a cloud, literally. Like I just fell asleep instantly. But we ended up figuring everything out, guys, and and then from Wednesday on to Thursday, we ended up going to a late night party event called Wrestlemania, held by Wale, who is a Washington-based rapper who has started for the last, I think this was year 4 that he'd done this. It's like a big social meet and greet, like big clubbing event, where the wrestlers get to blow off steam, fans get to, just kind of chill, get their groove on a little bit, or just kind of like, mingle. Like very club-esque atmosphere. And and surprisingly, I'm not a club guy. I don't feel comfortable in clubs. I always expect somebody's going to try to fight's going to try to break out. People are going to try to fight me. Etc. Because like clubs, you don't know what anybody's going to do. But surprisingly, everybody was very chill at the club. It was actually very fun. It was super fun. Eventually, at some point, some of the wrestlers started coming up on stage and dancing and just acting a fool, not in a destructive way, but in a hilarious and fun way. But we also were able to get some sightseeing in. This and that. We went down Bourbon Street during the daytime. We went there during the nighttime. Just checked out, the day life and the nightlife, if you will, of New Orleans. And I can't put it into words, guys, that New Orleans truly is a party town. Like, and not in a bad way. It's just, the only thing that you will have to deal with is picketers. There's a lot of homeless people there, and there's a lot of picketers or moochers. Like, people begging for money. Oh, excuse me. So you gotta watch out for that. Other than that, everybody's friendly. Everybody is, having a good time. Everybody's just super friendly. Just super, super friendly down there. Like the epitome of Southern hospitality. Just welcoming people with open arms. And even if people were a little inebriated, they still were like, they were friendly drunk. They were like happy drunk. They were just like, I love you, man, and just like give you a hug. So that, it was a good time all around. So then Friday we go to WrestleCon, which is a big wrestling convention. Like it's the biggest wrestling convention in the country, and they always follow WrestleMania, and that's where you get to meet a lot of wrestling legends, a lot of wrestlers from the past, different venues. I didn't get to stay long because unfortunately Chris and Montesi had neglected to eat breakfast. Sorry, I gotta roast them for that a little bit because I don't know how you couldn't. But I digress, so we weren't able to stay there longer than I would have liked. And plus, it was probably a blessing in disguise because there was no elbow room, and I don't do well, guys. I have really bad anxiety with, like, crowded rooms. So it got pretty bad after a while. And, it was so hot. Like, they didn't even have the AC on. It was, like, morbidly humid. It was just like, ugh. But I did manage to meet a couple of people. And I can tick, Jake the Snake Roberts off my, wrestler bucket list. So, it's not all bad. Him, Mean Gene Okerlund. Got to meet Lillian Garcia, which was a surprise, and I loved that. Super sweet woman. But we Oh, I thought it was going to stop me at 10 minutes. I guess for YouTube with mobile uploads, if you're like actually doing it on the direct site, it'll actually post for more than 10 minutes or anything. So okay, let me try and wrap this up then. I thought I was going to do a two-parter. But okay, let me wrap this up because I need to. I don't, like I said, I don't want to make this a 20-minute video. So we get there, we get out of the venue and all that stuff. So it's like, you know, but I mean, I still had a lot of fun at WrestleCon. I definitely wouldn't mind doing that again. It was in, yeah, God, my nostrils are all clogged up. It was definitely super fun, guys, but I definitely would not want to be stuck in one tuna canned room like that again. And I couldn't find half the people that I would have wanted to meet anyway because they were either away from their table or they were blocked off by like, the lines for like, all the wrestlers that everybody wanted to meet. So like I said, it's probably a blessing in disguise that I left early. So then Saturday comes. Didn't get tickets for NXT TakeOver. Kind of depressed, so we tried to watch it on the network. Couldn't watch it because hotel internet. But what we did do Saturday that was super fun was we went to WWE Fan Access, which it's a little bit pricey, but I'm telling you guys, even if you don't meet any wrestlers at Access, they have so many different things that it was fun. They had a little mini museum to The Undertaker, which everybody laughs at because you could pose inside the casket and everybody's like, that's just super creepy. It's like, why would you do that? It's like, it's part of the fun. Pose with, Slammy statues, a big box of like, a New Day's Boodio box. Like, they got a lot of fun things to where even if you aren't meeting wrestlers, you'll get to do like a lot of little fun things, little fun photo op things. So that to me was like the greatest part of that. And they also have like a big thing set up where people can come out to their own entrance thing, like just pick superstar entrances and you know come out to superstar entrances, and they'll actually give you an EP and stuff for because it was hosted by Cricket Wireless. So Cricket will like give you an actual like MP3 video so you can download it, share it to Facebook and whatnot. It's hilarious. But I mean, it's just fan access was so much fun in and of itself, just walking around. And the superstore, well, a lot of the items in the superstore, including this shirt, were a super bit pricey, like ridiculously pricey. The superstore is definitely fun if you just want to like walk around and just like look at all the cool things that they have. Because this actually was not the shirt I wanted to get. What I wanted to get was what they call the Witch Doctor skull variant, which it was like a voodoo witch doctor skull with crossbones and a little like voodoo hat and everything, and it had like a cool Undertaker purple like background. And I saw everybody walking around with those, and they didn't have any in my size. They completely ran out. So I ended up getting this shirt in particular, just. And to tell you the truth, this was a great alternative because, and let me see if I can. It's probably going to be upside down. It's probably going to be like all the way upside down, but basically, guys, it's the entire match card for the entire event, all the way from like, top to back. So it's like every event that happened at WrestleMania, which was, which is cool because it's like I get to document that kind of, I get to kind of document that. And plus, I like the way that this WrestleMania shirt looked anyway. So I was like, okay, I didn't get the shirt I wanted, but still got a cool alternative, to wear. And I did wear this to WrestleMania Sunday. And it was kind of cool because, I did, go to like, a little like pre-party thing, got to chill, got to get a picture with, Mr. Anderson and, the innovator of violence, and the House of Hardcore owner, Tommy Dreamer. So it was a fun time overall, guys. And WrestleMania itself, it's a lot different than seeing it on the network. Like, if you see any of my stuff on Facebook, it's completely different. It's like such a different atmosphere being at a WWE pay per view, especially WrestleMania, than it is like seeing it on the network and without the commentary. Like, you feel a little bit more invested actually because you can see what they're doing, and the entrances were phenomenal. Like, it's the energy of it. And I posted a video on Facebook showing after the event was over and everybody was clearing out and they were getting Roman Reigns out of the ring after the main event with Brock Lesnar, that, you know, 78, what was it, like, yeah, 7,800 and like 115, I think they said, was the attendance record. That was just insane. Like, all around this circular dome, just from one end to the other. And probably the worst part of the trip, more so for Chris and everybody else, that actually drew me a little bit of anger and heat, was I ended up paying almost over $130 for our Uber ride back to the hotel. But what was bad was I was trying to guide everybody through the side streets, and Chris kept yelling at me. He's like, dude, slow down, stop. We're not gonna make everybody run. Why are you getting so far ahead of us? And I mean, in retrospect, I shouldn't have panicked. I should have kept calm. But I was afraid that our driver was gonna cancel on us, and I was also just playing the leader role, if you will, which I was trying to guide everybody as quickly and efficiently as possible. At one point, according to Chris, I just ballsily went past a red light that had turned green. I didn't even pay attention. Nobody honked at me. I'm just. It was a bad experience trying to get out of the arena back to the hotel, guys. But we ended up getting there. We got there safely. We slept for a couple of hours. We ended up getting our tickets. We were so worried because our return trip had a detour through Atlanta. Well, it ended up working out to our favor. We got super lucky because when we got our boarding passes, we had both passes, just had one scanned. Ended up making it to the gate with plenty of time to spare. Ate some breakfast. Um, got on the flight, went through Atlanta. We thought when in Atlanta, okay, we got 46 minutes. Once again, we had dumb luck because we were only about like 5 minutes away from our gate. We practically could walk. We practically walked to it and just kind of chilled for a minute. And then we got back, and it's funny. We were greeted by a marching band in New Orleans. We came back. We were greeted with flurries and snow, so we all had to kind of laugh at that. But we crashed at Chris's house for a bit. Just kind of rested up and just kind of chilled. Unwinded a little bit. And then pretty much came back here. I was pretty much dropped off, and that was the entire trip in a nutshell. I just came back, rested, and I had so much fun, and I was, full of so much emotion. I mean, it truly, guys, was a once in a lifetime experience. It's not just me saying it just for the sake of saying it. It truly was a once in a lifetime experience, and I got to share that with, two of my best friends, and I got to vicariously share that experience with people, with all the different social media posts that I was making. It truly was something that if I'm able to do it next year, I would love to do it. I will do it in a heartbeat because just the atmosphere and the love of being around so many different wrestling fans and people from around the world. We had people from France asking us for directions in New Orleans. We had one of our Uber drivers said there were 3 guys from Scotland. I mean, it was a brother and sisterhood, and everybody was friendly. Everybody was too sweeting each other. It was, it was every wrestling fan's like ultimate experience. And unfortunately, I did make this a 20-minute video, but I pretty much wrapped it up at the end, so we'll call it even. I'm sure most of y'all probably called it was going to be 20 minutes that I was going to ramble on anyway. Sorry. But I hope you guys have a good one. I certainly enjoyed myself, and I certainly definitely wanted to get this recap out here, let you guys know how things went down there. But, you know, I definitely would go back to New Orleans even if there wasn't a sporting event. Just because the city made such a great impression on me. But I also am looking forward to next year with going to New York. It'll be my second time visiting New York City. The first being a high school graduation gift when I was a senior. So I'm looking forward to going back there, and I am hoping that I'll be able to do next year's Mania, and it will be just as good. So with that, guys, I will stop right here. Like I said, went a little bit over, kind of figured I was going to. Most of y'all probably predicted I was. But I just wanted to get this out here, and if you guys are ever able to save up enough money or are able to go to WrestleMania, even if it's just for WrestleMania itself, it's like, please go. Like, do go and do have fun. Because I'm going to tell you something, there's no other experience in the world. Like, none. So, take care, guys. Hope y'all have a good one. And I'm going to go play me some video games now.